What's up, YouTube? And welcome to episode 18 of Snap Krackle Pod. Other podcasts keep you in the loop. We keep you in the Fruit Loop. Trevor, how you doing?
Doing good. I like that one. That was one of my favorite cereals growing up. So that touches at a special place in my heart. I'm doing well though. Happy to be here on a Friday night, TGIF, and looking forward to another good episode. What's going on with you, man?
Nothing. It's, first of all, I like the beanie look. It is frigid where we live in our part of the world. Absolutely freezing. We had a nice big snowfall the other day, and I think we're still under snow here. So yeah, that's all that's going on really.
Yeah, I drive around a lot for my job. I go from home to home, and some of the roads like out towards the city of Pittsburgh have been absolutely horrendous. People have been shoveling themselves out because their cars are literally like plowed in with 2 to 3 feet of snow that plows just came by and just boxed them in. So people are shoveling themselves out and just putting up their little dinky chair to say, hey, this is my spot, don't take it. And I just want to throw them, I just want to suplex their chairs across the parking lot or the street. I have restrained myself, but it's been a stressful week of work of driving around the city. So I don't know how you guys have fared over your way, but it's been rough for work for me.
Yeah, we're doing our best. We definitely got a lot of snow, but we've been very fortunate. Secret wife dug us out initially because I had to stay somewhere else for work over the weekend. And then, we had some neighbors that came over and did some snow blowing. So it was very kind. So doing our best, trying to get to a warm weather day so it all melts, hopefully.
I dig it. Well, what's been Why did you snap? I meant what's popping, not
what's
snapping.
Popping?
Oh my
popping,
God.
snapping. We're Snap Krackle Pod, man. It's all the things. What's snapping with me? What's popping? We got a Sanctum Showdown, limited time game mode. We'll get into that a little deeper, but I've been playing a little bit of that. I'm in Infinite. We haven't recorded in a couple weeks, so I don't know. I don't think I was last time we recorded, but I got over the hump. I'm there, which means I can kind of chill, play some fun decks, build some fun little deck guides, and not stress too much anymore. Fin Fang Foom has been a blast. I've been enjoying Fin Fang Foom after our little review of him or preview of him last time we recorded. So that's all that's going on. I'm fooming people and having fun. How about you?
Man, what have I been doing? I've been playing around with a couple of my decks. I've really been digging the Infinaut deck. Had a lot of fun with that. Starting to taper off that, trying to find some new things to play around with. I'm so scared to admit this to you, but my mystery tokens or whatever, my tokens, I ended up spending them on Midnight Tarot,
yeah.
Tarot variants because I saw them in the shop. I'm like, oh man, these are so sick. I'm not going to find cooler variants than this because I love the color scheme of them. I think they're so sick. Mm-hmm. I found myself saying, okay, I'll do one and we'll see what it looks like. And then I got Captain America. And I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And then I found myself like, do I want to hold down the button? I held down the button again. And lo and behold, I did it 4 more times and spent a total of 6,000 tokens when I could have got Kid Omega, which I had been saving up for. But I have some cool variants now, so I'm happy. That was pretty cool. And obviously we have Sanctum Showdown, so that's what's been snap crackle potting in my week.
Listen, you have to chase your joy in this game. If those variants bring you joy, then get them. I personally kind of cleared them out myself as well because I have some of them, but a lot of those are super rare, so I didn't have a lot of them. And I do love those variants. They're some of my favorites. I had to snap them up.
Yeah, can you throw some gold cosmic borders my way? Because gold cosmic border on Midnight Tarot.
Yeah. I wish I could. Keep an eye on your shop, though. They do pop up in there for some tokens. But yeah, they're there. But anyway, that's what we've been up to. Let's move right along to a little bit of card review / preview. We're going to talk about the one card that has come out since we talked about Fin Fang Foom. And that is Shang-Chi, Master of the Rings. So Shang-Chi obviously is well known for being a tech card. And I think it's such a popular character that they wanted to make sure he had a different kind of feel to him that you could play outside of just being a tech card. And I like the way where they landed. I think a lot of people think this card isn't very strong, but let's just read it. Game start, it puts the 10 rings in your hand. This is like an extra card, and it does take up a draw for you, similar to like a, Quicksilver. And then on reveal, so if you play Shang-Chi, it unlocks the ring's potential. Let's take a look at what the rings look like. The 10 rings are a 2-1, and on reveal, it gives one of your other cards here +1 power, just one time, simple. But if you unlock it, it becomes a end of turn card, a 2-2, and it gives your other cards there, all of them that aren't the 10 rings, +1 power each turn at the end of turn. So obviously a lot more power if you're able to play Shang. Shang being a 3/5, I think this is a perfect Wiccan card because Wiccan you want to play on curve. And I put up a deck guide. I really enjoy that play style, and I think he's really fun in there. And I think he has such a unique little ability. There's a lot of places you can go. What are your thoughts on the card?
First off, loved your deck guide when you put out the video on Shang-Chi and the Wiccan and the combination. I've never seen Wiccan played. I think that was my comment too, but I really like the combination. And the fact that you can unlock this card's potential, and that's not really a feature of any other card that I'm aware of. I mean, I know there's some variations of unlocking quote unquote potential, but seems to be the first of its kind. I find it to be a fun card, and I really enjoyed seeing your combinations that you pulled off in your matches.
Yeah, it's thank you. I appreciate that. It's like transforming is a thing, but I don't know if there's a particular card in the game other than this that does the kind of transform that's like into a card. There's like polymorph from a Merlin or whatever, and different ways like Cersei can like transform all your cards, but this is a pretty unique little application. I think it's really cool. I'm happy they're doing cards like this, something different, mechanically unique, and I hope they keep making them.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so that's Shang-Chi. I think we both like the card. Pretty happy with where he landed, and hopefully you can find some more decks with him. I'm actually working on an end of turn deck with him too. That way, if you get the, invisible one first steps off, and this is unlocked, you get several activations, but yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the next card. The new season is coming out on Tuesday, and it is going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 season.
We're already at a new season?
Yeah.
The Dragon just started.
I know Dragons, I think part of the thing is we skipped a week here on the podcast. And the other thing is they actually released fewer cards this season than they have in quite a while. So it kind of made it go a little faster. Less people playing more new cards. But the new season, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is, more cards that are characters we already have, but with different abilities and text. Some people hate that. I love it. I like some cards. Like, I'm never going to play Gamora, really. I'm never going to play Drax. So anyway, let's talk about some of the cards. We're not going to get into all of them, but just the first week releases. First card is the Season Pass card, Star-Lord, Master of the Sun. Talk about a card we do not play outside of Sanctum Showdown.
Right.
This Star-Lord is a 4/5. On reveal, next turn, you get +1 energy for each turn you've ended with unspent energy. Then this gains that much power. So when this was first data mined, it didn't have that last part, and it was a little bit weaker. Now it gains some extra power. If you were to skip every turn, like with at least one unspent energy, you're going to get, if you play this on 4, you'll get, I guess 3 extra energy. Possibly more if you play this on 5 and skip the extra energy there. So, maybe it's like a kind of High-Evo type of card, or a She-Hulk card, Warlock, something like that, the unspent energy. What are you thinking?
Yeah, that's honestly where my brain went to. She-Hulk, maybe some Sunspot in there just to make up for some of that energy that's not being spent, getting some power there. Yeah, like you said, last sentence, if that wasn't there, I could definitely see this being kind of another busted card that they just released. So Obviously, I like to see the extra sentence in there because it means it just gets to become more powerful. 4/5 isn't very enticing, but if there's the right ability behind it, then it could be a very powerful card. I don't think this is that powerful card, but I think it could be decent.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not like Shou-Lao power level as far as a season pass card goes. Like, it's not going to come out and be the meta, but I think it can have a home. And maybe it's like a fallen one type of card. Could enable some combos you couldn't do otherwise. So I think it's cool. I have no problem with it. And maybe it's even stronger than we think. Who knows? Maybe that extra power it gains will make it a little busted. We'll see. In a good way. Good busted. Next up, let's talk Magus. Magus, I don't know. This card's very interesting. It's gonna take a little bit of talking through to explain, but it's a 3/5. It's gonna be a series 5 card. This is actually the premium card you can get with a variant or whatever. Activate, copy the text of a character in your deck with cost equal to your unspent energy without using its on reveal. So, for example, if you play this on 3, you can't activate it that turn. Let's say you activate it on 4 and you don't spend any of your energy on 4. You just activate this. This is going to become a 4-cost character in your deck, but it doesn't take on reveals. So it can work with like ongoing. If you skipped 5 energy on turn 5 and activate this, you could target like an Iron Man in your deck. And then it's a 5 power Iron Man, I guess, which is good. But like, I'm having trouble finding all the applications. And obviously with a card that can copy anything, it could be, there's a lot of room for experimentation here. But what are your first thoughts?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't. I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait for the deck guide where you're gonna put this at the forefront somehow and make some abstract, weird combination work. Because yeah, even when you broke that down, I get what you're saying, but my brain's like, how do I even use this? The Iron Man thing makes sense, but it seems almost like a reach. Hopefully, I don't hit a squirrel. I mean, I know I probably won't hit a squirrel, but it's so funny because anytime that we're talking about these cards, you always mention hitting a squirrel, and I get so scared to hit a squirrel.
Well, you can't put a squirrel in your deck, and it's copying a card from your deck, so that'd be hard to do unless you're shuffling a squirrel into your deck with something. But here's what I'll say about Magus.
I hit a squirrel with my car the other day. It's possible.
There was a squirrel in your deck?
No, I hit a squirrel with my car.
Okay. I'm sorry. I feel bad. I didn't realize what you were saying.
No, I don't feel bad. I didn't hit a squirrel with my car. I just really wanted to say that I did because I wanted to be accepted. But anyways, what's next, Ryan?
Before we move on, I just want to say one thing about Magus. I do think this is a combo card. If it's anything, it can kind of target a card in your deck that you don't draw. So if you have only one 5-drop or 6-drop in your deck and you don't have it in your hand and you need to see it, you can use this to get it. But like, what cards like that are you trying to get that aren't on reveal? Like, if it's Hela replacement, Hela's on reveal, it won't work. If you're trying to make it work with like, you know, some combo card, it has to be ongoing or in some other way work. So I don't know. I'm gonna mess around with it. We'll see if it can be anything. Weird card, probably not too good. But like I said, I'm glad when they try weird stuff because at least they make something interesting that's bad and not just something that's bad. All right. And the final card we'll talk about to preview is Moondragon. This is a 2/2. At end of turn, it gets +2 power if you played one card this turn and spent all of your energy to play it. So if you completely curve out and you play a 3-drop on 3 and a 4-drop on 4, whatever it is, this will get a little bit of a power boost each time. Before I say anything, what are your thoughts?
I mean, my first thought is, was she on the cast of Wicked? But that's not that important. Also, why isn't Moondragon in the last season? Okay, I'm just being really ridiculous right now. I'm on a different level. I don't know. Only playing one card per turn. I mean, you're playing this on turn 2, 99% of the time. After that, you're getting +2 power, but only if you're playing one card. Could I play this with Electro? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. I could only see a world where I'm getting this to a 2/6 the majority of the time, because if you're going to try to get set up where you're really taking advantage of this card, you're probably not getting it to its full potential. It's probably a 2/4, 2/6 most of the time.
Which is pretty good. I mean, it is a 2/4 basically all the time. If you're playing it on 2, it automatically is a 2/4. So that's cool.
Oh, okay. I wasn't even considering the turn that you play it.
Yeah. So if you play it on 2, then it will be a 2/4. If you play it any other turn, then it's not going to be, because you have to add other things with it, and you need to only play one card and use all your energy for it to go off. So this feels like an obvious Doom 2099 card, because that's a deck that forces you to play one card a turn. So, it has potential there as like a 2-drop for that deck, which I think is cool. Otherwise, you just need to find the right style of deck, and there's not a lot of that being played right now, but maybe someday. Maybe there's some decks you want to play that just drop one card a turn. It's just not the meta right now. So they did throw, we'll talk about in the OTA, but they threw a little buff to Doom 2099 for this reason. They called out Moondragon. So we'll see. I will say there was a Dragon of the Moon last season, so you're not far off from talking about that.
They're running out of ideas.
I think you might be right. But that's okay. All right. Well, we're not running out of ideas. Next, we're going to move on to a little Sanctum Showdown talk. A limited time game mode that I think we have different thoughts on. And it will be coming back next season, they actually announced. So get ready for that. We got a Grand Arena and a Sanctum Showdown coming next season. But let's talk about it. What are your overall thoughts on Sanctum Showdown? I know you used to really like this mode. Do you still like it?
I'm not as high on it this time. I have a couple reasons for that. The shop I'm sorry, I don't think the shop's all that exciting this time around. I am finding myself missing missions a little bit when it comes to Sanctum Showdown. I do really like the emote, though, the Fin Fang Foom. I'm assuming that's Fin Fang Foom, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of like it. It's just he looks so disgusted, and I feel like there's some utility for this emote, and I'm thinking about saving up for it because I don't know what else I'm going to use my well, it's not my scrolls. What do they call this? I can't keep up with all the currencies in this game.
Yeah, charms, I think.
Charms, whatever. Anyways, overall, I still love the Sanctum Showdown gameplay. I just think it's a really fun way to play, navigating a lane, and just thinking it reminds me of chess, where you have to be 2 to 3 steps ahead of at all times. I've been addicted to chess here recently. I can't even tell you how many games I've played in the last 2 months. Definitely a couple hundred. But I really like chess, and this reminds me of playing chess, because you have to think, where's that 4 lane going to be? When am I snapping to make it 5? Just kind of thinking ahead. The only thing that I don't love about Sanctum Showdown right now is it feels like everybody I plays high evolutionary, and I'm getting, quite frankly, tired of it and trying to find a way to play against it. Other than that, I love the gameplay. Shop a little weak. Still liking Sanctum Showdown overall, though.
That's good. Are they playing like the Affliction High-Evo deck?
Would that be Scorpion? I don't know. So I keep getting the Thing, Cyclops,
Yeah.
She-Hulk, Sunspot. Like, it's that deck.
Yeah, that's so maybe a little Luke Cage. Throw a little Luke Cage in your deck. Try to counter some of their negative. I don't know if you have Luke Cage, but yeah.
I do have Luke Cage. I don't know if I want to throw Luke Cage in there. You saw my deck. I'm sure I'll be talking about it here in a second. But
yeah, I'll pull it up.
Do you like my name?
I do. The Hoedown Throwdown. I like it.
Yeah.
Here's your deck.
You. All right, am I talking about it, or you want to? Actually, you know what? You give your thoughts on Sanctum Showdown. I'll break down this deck a little bit.
Yeah, what I'll say is I don't have a ton to say about Sanctum. I still feel pretty much the same about it that I always have. I agree with you that it's cool that it has that kind of bit of extra strategy. It's just the locations for me already are so varied and different every time that sometimes when I sit down and I'm just trying to jam through a game mode, I don't really want to think that much, and it's just making me think. I'm like playing in the background while I'm doing other things, and I don't want that extra layer on top of it, to be honest with you, a lot of the time. So sometimes it hits right if I'm like really focused, but if I'm just not paying attention, Sanctum can be a bit much for me to divert all of my attention. So that's where I am with the mode. I think it's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about this deck a little bit. So I had a few thoughts going into this. I played around with a few different deck builds at first. I ended up landing on this because, again, that high evolutionary deck that I was talking about, I was trying to find a way that I can combat it a little bit, and I kind of built my deck around some ways to modify how people are playing in lanes. Cards like Goose, Echo, Cosmo. They're just kind of modifiers to mess with people a little bit. But my big thing was to throw in Red Hulk and She-Hulk in here. With people doing that high evolutionary crap every single game I play, Red Hulk is getting huge, turn in and turn out. Now, I have to be a little bit careful because they typically will have a Shang-Chi and they're waiting for me to play something a little bit bigger. So I'm banking on priority being in my favor, and I'm usually not bringing out Red Hulk until I need to. But I'm really taking advantage of the Sunspot She-Hulk combination, just throwing Sunspot out there when I can get it. She-Hulk comes in at a very low cost, and I can double up on a different card, whatever that is. If I need to move over a card like Stegron, I do that. Star-Lord's is just a nice little 2-drop here where I know that my opponent's going to play in a certain lane, and I can just get some power in that lane. I was cracking up because I've never really had a lot of success with Goose. I played a game not too long ago, and obviously Goose doesn't allow you to play 4, 5, or 6 there. There was nothing in the opponent's lane. I played this card, and it was turn 3. So on turn 3, the rightmost location revealed, and it was the location that doesn't allow you to play 1, 2, or 3 cost cards there. So I won the lane with Goose just being a 2/2, and it was just funny because you couldn't play anything; it was clogged. But this is my first go around with playing Shadow King ever. It has been kind of nice to just reset all my cards, so kind of just like Luke Cage, just resetting everything if I need to. Like I said, I'm just trying to combat what I'm noticing people are playing the most, and that's what this deck is an attempt to play into. And it still can get very powerful if I get a Shuri combination with even Enchantress if I have to, or Red Hulk and She-Hulk. Still getting some big play here, but this is the deck I'm liking. I'm sure there's a couple swaps I'll make from here on out, but I only have one day under my belt, and this is what I came up with. So what are your thoughts about my deck? What do you think about my strategy?
I actually really like it. There's a lot of cards in here that are kind of like your typical Sanctum cards, like Star-Lord, people play a lot of. Stegron, I see a lot of in this mode because it helps, secure a lane for you. But I love the idea of Goose in here because if you can get Sunspot down, stuff like Awesome Andy, Echo, whatever, and then Goose, like they're going to have a really hard time winning that lane in the future. And you've got ways like Star-Lord to get underneath there and still get a lot of power where they're going to have nothing to do. So that's a really cool idea for like future-proofing your lanes. Red Hulk's great if you're facing a lot of High-Evo, like you said. And Shadow King is basically Luke Cage for what you need. And people that end up trying to do greedy stuff with like Shou-Lao or whatever, you can bring them down to size as well. So I really like it. I think it's a cool take on a deck. The only thing that Shuri might be a little hard to play because you have to hope that where the Sanctum is going to be the next turn is where you played Shuri, or you're kind of like skipping out.
That's a really good point. I haven't really thought about that too much, but I have felt that it was a little clunky with Shuri, so that does make sense. But yeah, I do try to think ahead and try to figure out the Shuri thing, but maybe I'll try to find a sub there.
Yeah, I like it though. I think it's really cool. I might even sleeve that one up and give it a shot because I have not found anything that particularly speaks to me so far in Sanctum. But yeah,
I didn't find this anywhere. That was just my own brain power. It's just what I came up with.
Love it. Awesome. All right, well, I think that pretty much wraps up our Sanctum thoughts.
Yes,
Unless you had
sir.
anything else.
Sorry, you said all. So I said Andy.
Oh, awesome Andy. I didn't hear the Andy. Love it. I love that awesome Andy's in the deck too. That's a nice little way to add power into lanes that aren't there. So that's cool. I dig it. All right. Well, let's move on to our penultimate topic, which is the OTA. I guess we could have maybe ordered this differently, but that's all right. Let's. We had a nice big OTA yesterday as of recording on Thursday the 29th, and they made quite a few changes. So I'll just start off talking about some of them. We got Shou-Lao, which is the big one. They nerfed this dragon that has been the menace of the meta, at least up where I am, and they just basically took away 2 points of power, which I think is a reasonable nerf. This card is kind of oppressive because of the power it grants the last card you played, and this isn't hurting that. But it does do something, and since they can do something for now, I'd rather them do this than completely kill the card by like making it +2 power or something instead of +3. So I think this is a fine first step to take, and we know that they'll make another nerf if they need to.
Yeah. Down goes Shou-Lao a little bit. I mean, does this really make this unplayable? I highly
No.
doubt it. I'm sure people are still going to play this no matter what because it has really good potential to blow up. But I don't know. I mean, it was definitely a necessity.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. The other buff or nerf that they made that I think was definitely necessary, Maverick has been all over the meta in Surfer decks, in Shou-Lao decks, in Man Spider decks. Basically anywhere that you want to buff cards, Maverick's been there, and they just took 1 point off of it. That 1 point is more than that because you're putting stuff into Maverick and then you're sending Maverick's power elsewhere into Broods or whatever it is. So it's a more impactful than it may look. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Second Dinner went back and took a look at the replay and saw that Maverick had their foot on the 3-point line, and it's only 2 now, so I guess that it makes sense.
I love the basketball analogy.
Thank you.
All right, Merlin also took a hit.
I'm so sorry. There's the Dallas Mavericks, so that's kind of what I was playing into. But
you know what? It was even layers deeper than I thought. Love it.
Sorry.
Don't be. Merlin took another little hit after being docked a point in the last OTA. Now Omniversal Presence, which is probably his best skill, ended up taking away the +2 power it would give Merlin and just gives it +1 now. It still does replace the location, so nothing new there, but I think this was another not inconsequential, very important nerf, but one that you can do and the card will still be played.
Right. You didn't have to do my boy Merlin like that, but yeah, I think this was definitely necessary as well, given how much it's being played and used and how versatile it can be.
Definitely. Speaking of definitely, Deafening Chord, the next card. Another nerf. Quite a few nerfs in this OTA compared to last week or last time. This, they just took off the Affliction. It now just silences a card, takes away a 3-cost text or lower. No longer gives it the -1 power. I've already felt this pretty heavily playing Deafening Chord. I keep thinking that I'm going to win a lane by playing it, and it just doesn't do that sometimes. So this is a pretty big nerf in my opinion, even though it seems like, oh, it's only 1 power. It can make a difference.
Dude, people were playing Deafening Chord left and right. Just was a really, still is a good skill, but man, it was definitely probably the most prominent skill that I've seen being a Marvel Snap player.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Cosmic Ghost Rider does this at 5, and this does it for 1. I mean, I know Cosmic Ghost Rider can hit anything, but a lot of cards, surprisingly, a lot of cards are 3 energy or lower, and that are impactful and get taken out. So I think it's a good nerf. Spider Ham also took a nerf. I know you're mad. You love the ham. Just down 1 to a 1/1. And considering how strong the activate can be, I think this is okay to do. 1/1. It still does a really strong activate.
No. Nah, you can't do my boy Spider Ham like that. You're frying him like some bacon on this. I am not a fan. I don't know. 1/2 Spider Ham, it just seems right. 1/1, no, I can't get behind it.
They just don't want the unfun cards to be too playable. And Spider-Ham was actually seeing a lot of play for the first time in a while, ever since Shou-Lao and Aurora kind of catapulted it back into the meta, I think.
I saw it a lot, man. I'm actually a little upset to see it 1-1, but I get it.
Yeah. Colonel America finally getting into some buffs here. I don't have a lot to say about this card. I don't really play the type of discard decks that this wants you to be. But it's another little kind of boring buff. It gets just a power up to a 3/4. I doubt you've even ever really seen this card played.
Actually, I have a lot.
Oh, wow, really? That's surprising.
Lot. Over the last like month or two, I've not really the last 2 weeks to be honest, but I've seen this card a lot. It's been really surprising. I didn't understand the card because the zombie season is kind of where I took a little bit of a gap break. I took about like 2-3 weeks where I just didn't play at all. So I wasn't here for the zombie stuff. So I was confused about the horde and how that worked. But yeah, I was seeing a lot of play after the zombie season.
Ah, well, that's surprising. Well, there you go. You might even see more now that he's got an extra power. All right, Doom 2099, we talked about this card with Moondragon. They buffed it up to a 4/6. They called out Moondragon in the notes, said maybe this deck will be better. This deck, when Doom 29 first released, it was more powerful. The Doom bots were more powerful, and it used to be all over the place. I actually made a Doom 2099 deck recently to try to tank into Sanctum, and it was terrible. I would get like 4 Doom bots out from it, and it would still lose. Like, there's just too much power in the other decks. I don't think this matters, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I've never used Doombot ever, so I really don't have any thoughts here, to be honest. But it should be interesting to see the combination with Moondragon.
Yeah. So, well, Lindley, they got sort of Fushi on here twice, but Lindley took a double buff. This card is actually a recent release. They turned it from a 2/2 to a 2/3, and also the sword now gives +8 power instead of +7 power. So now, instead of this being I think we said a 2/11, now it has the potential to be a 2/13, which is quite big. They're definitely continuing to push this card, and I think we'll see. I'm still trying it in the Spider-Man Noir deck, but then I have to include like Madam Web, and then sometimes I don't draw Madam Web, and this just kind of doesn't do what I want it to do. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm not crazy about it, but hey, I mean, with the buff, we'll see. Time will tell.
Maybe the next card will help. Topaz goes from a 3/5 down to a 2/3. I think you were playing some Topaz back in the day with your Human Torch, and now it's even stronger. You can curve from Topaz into Human Torch. Seems pretty potentially strong to me.
Talk about a card that never, ever, ever, ever got any play. Maybe it's going to get some play now. Actually, when I saw this OTA came out, I was thinking I was going to throw it back into my move deck. So we're going to see what happens there.
Yeah, I think you should try it out and report back. We'll talk about it. But that's the OTA. Captain Crunch. All right. Well, what do you think about a little blind ranking up in this piece?
We can't go without a blind ranking.
It's become a staple. Yeah.
That's like our thing.
Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll give you mine first then, because I'm ready. I'm ready and
you're gonna make me look like an absolute ignoramus.
No chance. That's not what this game's all about. It's just about talking about some fun cards, which there's so many in this game. We got to give them their flowers. Speaking of flowers, segue that isn't really a segue. Your first card, Magneto.
Magneto! And I know you love this variant so much. You love to proudly display the Magneto variant.
I do.
Anyways, I actually really find Magneto to be really fun to play. Is it the greatest card in the whole entire world? No. You know you're going to bind me at 2 or 3 here for me. I'm going to say 2. I'll say 2. I'm feeling generous.
Okay. We got Magneto all the way up at a 2. Next up, something that Magneto would enjoy bossing around. We got the metallic version of Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh. I found Gilgamesh to be really fun in, I don't remember, it was like Grand Arena or something crazy.
Hmm.
Back when I was first starting off, it was one of the first LTMs that I was a part of, and it worked really well in whatever deck, but I never see it played. I don't even have the card itself. It doesn't feel like it has like a crazy amount of utility and playability right now. I'll put it at a 4.
Okay, we got 2 and 4 slotted out for you. Next up, let's talk about Valentina.
Valentina, the first time I got to play this was in the Thunderbolts deck, I believe. That was the first time I ever saw it, first time that I ever really get to play around with it. I like it. I don't know why I didn't like it in the Thunderbolts deck. It was actually probably the card I played the least, but I do like the card. I think it's a fun card. Being able to get that 6-cost card in your hand and being able to knock it down a few pegs, energy, cost-wise, and power. I'll put it at 3.
Okay, so you have 1 and 5 left. You slotted out 2, 3, and 4. Let's go ahead with your...
That's always terrifying.
Your second to last card is Claw.
Claw. I don't know. Not my favorite kind of way to play. I'll just put it at 5 because I just can't put it. I just can't put it at 1. But we'll see what you've chalked up for me. Let's see what you got.
I've been pretty generous, I think. I think I gave you a surefire number 1 anyway. And, why the Infinaut?
Sure. I'll take Infinaut at number 1.
Yeah.
Do I think it's number 1 worthy? I don't know. But out of the 5 cards you gave me, I'm happy with it being number 1.
I mean, he's so cosmic. I love it.
I love all the little blurbs he says whenever I'm putting him down.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, he's great. Okay, awesome. So you're going Infinaut, Magneto, Valentina, Gilgamesh, Claw.
I am not going to complain about that list at all. I mean, maybe I'd flip Claw into 4, Gilgamesh to 5, something like that. But otherwise, I'm happy.
Okay, so then what do you got for me?
All right, so my technique this time, usually I have a specific technique. I had no technique this time, no strategy. I just went into my random assortment of cards and put in a random filter and picked 5 cards that were in a row. So that's what you got. Number 1, you got Wild Child.
Okay. Now I'm over here trying to figure out what the filter is. All right, Wild Child. Really want to love this card. Really struggle to make it work. I'm going to make it work one day. We'll give him like a 4.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
I think that's fair. And I really like the variant and the border and everything that you have to this card. It just looks so sick.
Yeah, you love that? Yeah.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen you rock an uncommon border.
You know what? I just haven't played them enough. I have 90 boosters for them, and I usually don't split my first time till I get them up to 155.
Gotta get that Wild Child going. All right, number 2, a card that I've been playing somewhat recently in the question mark deck, Zero.
Okay, I like Zero. I do like this card. I don't play it a lot anymore, and I can't give him a 0 ranking, as thematic as that would be. I think I'm actually gonna put him down at 5. Not because I have a real problem with him, but I don't want to take up one of my top 3 spots with 0. Doesn't feel right.
All right, fair enough. And I would be remiss if I didn't throw in my dad joke for the day. My dad texted me and Megan every once in a while he'll send us a group message, and it's a dad joke, and it's very relevant to Zero today. So I will read it just to give him a small little shout out. The
Sure.
dad joke he has sent us is, to the guy who invented Zero, thanks for nothing.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Kudos to your dad.
all right, number 3, you got Baron Mordo.
Man, and me without my 5 slot. All right, well, I guess it's got to be 3. He's not going higher than that.
Well,
We can't go lower.
You know it's bad whenever it has Christmas borders.
Yeah. Yeah. It just, how many red and green cards do you have? So it actually works with this
Shoot,
variant.
I should give you Moon Girl after this. I think you have a Christmas border on her too, but I could be wrong.
I don't think I do. Nope.
Maybe it was Debris. I don't know.
Somebody
Yeah,
like that. Maybe. I had it on Debris because I was giving present rocks because you can then have that. Yeah. But I don't think I do anymore. I change stuff all the time. I don't know. Okay.
Number 4, you have Havoc.
Oh, I was going to do Moon Girl. All right, Havoc. Oh.
Bro.
Spelled it wrong. I spelled like the actual Havoc. All right. Wow. This has been a tough list for me. I've already filled out 3, 4, and 5, and I don't want to put Havoc at 1, but I'm just terrified of what you're going to give me. We'll put Havoc at 2. That's fine. Card's all right.
Listen, the Marvel Snap gods chose these 5 cards. I didn't choose them. They were just in a row. I just happened to pick them.
What's number 1 then?
Number 1 is Awesome Andy.
That's fine. I like Awesome Andy. I don't know if it would have been at 1, but come on. He's so happy. He's so awesome.
I mean, between Wild Child Zero, Baron Mordo, Havoc, and Awesome Andy, you're telling me Awesome Andy isn't 1 out of those 5?
It probably is 1 out of those 5. I mean,
isn't that pathetic?
It's pretty pathetic, but that's okay. Awesome Andy's cool. Maybe I'll make a Awesome Andy deck. I don't know, as a celebration.
I wanted to ask you, do you have any Awesome Andy variants besides this one?
Nope, just this one. Just got the base art and then this one.
I feel like he'd be a fun one to have some good variants. But anyways, maybe next week.
Maybe next week. We'll see. All right, there's our blind rankings. And we only have one more quick little topic for you. And if you'd like to follow along, leave a comment down below with your answer to our question of the week, Trevor, which is...
I know we've talked about what's your favorite video games from your childhood or what video games you played a lot growing up. The question today is, what card games have influenced you from either your childhood or maybe early adulthood that got you into a game like Marvel Snap? It seems like everybody starts from somewhere and somehow ends up in card games. And what's your take on this? What card games did you really like playing growing up, and what card games led you to here? I'm assuming you're going to mention Hearthstone.
Well, my background is in card games. That is, obviously I'm a big video gamer as well, but the big reason I came to Marvel Snap would be Hearthstone, because Ben Brode came over to this game from Hearthstone, from Blizzard, created Second Dinner, teamed with Marvel, got this property going, and I think that he's a really great game designer. However, my first card game was actually Magic the Gathering, card game that still is around today, is widely played. I played it for, I think I started playing around 4th or 5th grade, played it all the way through high school, played it in college in marching band, fell off for a couple years, came back around the time I started playing Hearthstone and Magic Arena launched, and I played a ton of that. That's the online version of Magic, and that's the game I really owe all of my card love to. It is probably the most complex and wide-ranging card game, and it kind of has lost me the last couple of years. They started branching into universes beyond, or whatever they call it, and other properties, and I feel like it kind of lost the magic, so to speak, with that. But fortunately, Marvel Snap has kind of filled that hole in my heart, and I hope this game's around for a long time because it really speaks to me. Obviously, I make content on it. That should tell you something. How about you?
Yes, sir. For me, I mean, I feel like every child starts off with Uno. If we're talking about the very first card game I ever probably played, it was probably Uno. Somehow got to Pokemon, Digimon, and more importantly, Yu-Gi-Oh! I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Was actually my favorite card game growing up. Pokemon I liked to collect in early adulthood. I'm only 29, but I'm talking about like 24, 25, 26. I was really into Pokemon card collecting. I've kind of fallen off of that. I just can't stomach the money that I spent on collecting those cards. But yeah, I'd say Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I watched we'll call it an anime. I watched the anime, played the game. I even had the stinking little, I forget what they call it, the dueling thing that went, and you would put your cards into
Yeah.
it and you would like flip it. Like I loved it so much. So I was super into that. And then I wouldn't say it led me to Marvel Snap, but any sort of like classic bicycle deck card games. My wife and I are super into 2-player card games, so we have tried to learn as many as we can. I like some casino card games like blackjack, poker. I just like playing those types of games. And here I am with another card game, Marvel Snap, and I really do enjoy it. I was definitely apprehensive to play it at first. You were really trying to get me into it. I just couldn't seem to get into it. And then I don't know what clicked at some point. And I was just like, man, this game is good. I just had to play it for a little bit. And now I'm into deck building. I'm playing around with variants, playing all the game modes. I'm doing a podcast, for goodness sakes, on this game. So a lot of different paths have led me to this highway.
Yeah, I love it. Great answer. Great question. I didn't mention it, but I did play Pokemon. Mostly collected that for fun as a kid, though, and the video games were more for me with Pokemon. And Yu-Gi-Oh! That show was awesome. I did like the show. I just never really got into the game. But Blue Eyes White Dragon, who doesn't love it?
Chord. I was more about Red Eyes Black Dragon, but
Sure.
I just thought it looked sick. That's why.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, if you guys want to talk about your card game influences, do so down in the comments below. Our first 100 view episode we got last week, or 2 weeks ago. So that's kind of cool. Thanks everybody for watching.
Triple digits. Got to move on to quad digits next. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. One day. It's a hard world out there on YouTube. But thanks everybody for joining us for this episode and all of our episodes. Trevor, I know you've been pumping out the album reviews lately. Where can people find you?
YouTube, man. I have my own YouTube channel. It's Young Moolah. I don't know. If I'm in the comments here, so you can just click on my channel from there. But yeah,
it's in the description. It's in the description. You're always in the description.
See, I knew that. I should have known. Yeah, I've been pumping out a few more music reviews here and there, and just adding some more content. I just like making videos, and I like talking about music, regardless of whether or not people, like the same music I do. I just like to review some albums. I actually have a few album reviews coming out. They'll probably come out early next week. I got into a few albums that I have never even thought to listen to, or bands, I should say. Megadeth. I don't listen to metal, but
yeah,
I did a Megadeth review. I got a Don Toliver album coming out, so you guys got to check that out.
So I don't have any history really with metal, other than we have metal playing in our house one day out of the year. Do you want to know when that is?
I'm sure it's a creative reason why, and I could probably sit here and think about it, but I actually don't know, so I'll let you tell me.
It is whatever day we're taking down the Christmas tree, because it just feels appropriate when we're dismantling Christmas to play a little death metal. It's a fun little tradition my wife and I have. Just, yeah, bringing down the joy.
Are you saying that metal music is bad?
No, I'm saying that it's the antithesis of like the Christmassy music. So we'll play the happy, joyful Christmas music, and then we play the headbanging death metal to bring it all down.
Okay, fair enough. I was just checking because there are some good little pockets of metal I do enjoy here and there.
No, I'm not. I don't judge any style of music. I just think it's fun to lean into that aspect of it. Yeah, whatever people enjoy, I'm all about.
Cool.
Anyway, that's all the time we have today, other than whatever we invariably record for outtakes. Trevor, thanks for recording. Fly off to space. Oh, just the microphone this time. Okay. Just call us Butter because we're on a roll. You actually look like the Penguins goalie that we traded for from the Oilers, Stuart Skinner. You kind of have a Stuart Skinner vibe right now.
Okay, he's got a better mustache than me.
Dude, but tell me you don't look like Stuart Skinner right now.
No, that's actually pretty fair.
Yeah.
But his mustache is way better than mine.
Water on the head. Operation?
I liked when Smart Water had the little goldfish in the bottle. Did you ever see the Smart Water? They had a goldfish on one side, and you would turn the bottle, and you could see the goldfish. Ibidi, ibidi, that's all, folks.
In the big circle. Yeah, cool.